Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time being here. So I have been off this channel for a while now. I have had to put my energy and attention into other things, and I've been doing a lot of personal readings, and that takes a lot of energy. So I really just haven't had the time or the energy to put into my tarot channel. But I am back, and I am going to be uploading consistently on this channel again. And we are starting out with the June 2021 energy readings. So basically, I grouped these readings into elements, but I still did each individual sign. So if you go down into the description box, you will see timestamps for each sign, and you can watch for your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign. And I'm literally putting this intro at the beginning of each of these videos. So if you've heard this intro already, like in one of the other videos, you know, repetitive, so you don't have to keep watching it over and over again. But yeah, the timestamps are going to be in the description box and in the comments section. And also my personal readings are open right now, so I will leave the link to that in the description box as well if you want to book a personal reading. And if you've already booked a personal reading with me, I do have a few batches of readings that will be going out in the next few days. So, you know, check your email in the next few days, and more than likely your reading will be there. So yeah, I hope that this reading is helpful for you. It's basically just an overview of what you can expect throughout the month, just some general guidance, and just some positive news, positive energy that you can expect throughout the month. So yeah, I really do hope that is helpful, and I am looking forward to being consistent on this channel again. So let's go ahead and dive right into your reading. Hi Capricorn, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So we're going to go ahead and do your June reading, but like I always say in my videos, tarot is timeless. So if you come across this video after June, it might still apply to you. So just apply it to the next couple of weeks of your life after you've from the date of you watching this video. So let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to talk about your do's and your don'ts, things that you should do during the month of June, and things that you should stay away from. And we're going to finish off with your blessings or good news that you can expect, because these readings, they can get a little bit heavy. So I'm ending each sign's readings with some good news or positive energy, or like a blessing that is going to be coming your way. So let's get into your do's first. So I'm not going to lie, Capricorn, this is starting out a little bit heavy. We have the Three of Swords and we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So the combination of these two cards lets me know that you may need to allow yourself to feel the loss of something. Because with this Three of Swords, I feel like there is something that you are losing, or that you have lost, but it's like you have not wanted to accept the loss, and you have not been wanting to feel the full weight of the loss. So you've been kind of like in denial, or kind of keeping yourself distracted. But I'm feeling like you're needing to kind of accept the loss and start the grieving process is what I'm hearing. And again, very heavy energy. So sorry to start your reading off like this. I'm a Capricorn stellium as well, so I feel like this reading can kind of apply to me as well. So if you are going through this, I definitely feel your pain. It's very difficult sometimes to accept like the reality of a situation, and Capricorns are known to be very realistic, but at the end of the day, we're all still human. So even if you are someone who is more realistic and you know, you're very like grounded and very mature, because Capricorns are known to be very emotionally mature as well, that doesn't mean that it's easier for you to accept loss. It's still going to be painful regardless. And so it makes perfect sense why you would be avoiding it, or why you would be in denial about it, because you don't want to feel the full weight of it. But I feel like the quicker you kind of allow yourself to start the grieving process, the quicker you can actually heal, is what I'm hearing. So yeah, it's like accepting a loss that may be difficult for you. And of course, you know, you can definitely reach out to people to help you through this. I'm not seeing in the cards that it's something you have to go through alone. You can definitely reach out for support when it comes to getting through this. Actually, that may be the thing that will help you the most, is reaching out for some sort of support. I am also seeing, though, with the clarifying card that I pulled, I am also seeing that this loss, whatever this loss is, it's not something, and this is going to sound really cliche and nobody wants to hear this when they're about to lose something important to them, but it's not something that was going to give you long-term happiness, like not at all. Because what I was hearing is that it's nothing to be envious of, or it's nothing to be jealous of. Whatever outcome would have happened if you would have been able to hold on to this thing, it's nothing that anyone else would envy or be jealous of. So hearing that message, it lets me know that there would have been a very negative outcome, is what I'm hearing. And again, I know it's very cliche. No one wants to hear that shit when they're about to lose something, especially if it's like a person that you're about to lose. Or that you have to accept losing. But like I said, the outcome would be very negative. And that's only for some of you though, because for some of you, of course, a loss could mean like, you know, a death in the family or something like that. So I'm not saying, oh, that was for the best. Like, obviously not. I would never never say something like that. This is more for like things that you may have had an idea in your mind of how you wanted it to turn out, but then it didn't turn out that way. And basically the cards are saying that it would not have turned out the ideal way that you imagine in your head. It actually would have been a very negative outcome for you in the long run. And so, yeah, the loss kind of needs to be accepted is what I'm hearing, and to try to remind yourself that in the long run, it wouldn't have worked out in your favor. For some of you, it's hard for you to kind of accept this or let it go, only because it makes you feel powerless. And again, Capricorn is a sign that definitely is associated with like authority, status, power, and things of that sort. So Capricorns don't like to feel powerless at all. Like I said, I am a Capricorn stellium. I absolutely hate the feeling of not being in control and not being in power over a situation, not having authority over a situation, not having any say so. It's a very, very terrible feeling to me. So I completely understand where you're coming from. Like if you're going through this, it's hard to surrender. It's hard, but it is a part of life. It definitely is going to be a humbling life experience when you have to kind of surrender and you have to kind of admit to yourself that you have no power over a certain situation, but you only have power over yourself. So you still have power, but it's just that you have power over yourself, over on how to move forward, even if you don't have power over the outcome of this situation, you know? So yeah, take your power back by focusing it on what you can actually change versus hoping that things would be different when like you need to accept the loss. Is what I'm hearing. Buy yourself flowers. I've mentioned this in my past tarot readings as well. Buy yourself flowers, because flowers does help with heartbreak. It does help heal the heart chakra. So buying yourself flowers and surrounding yourself flowers can be very healing to you. That's what I'm hearing. So that's your do's pile. I'm very sorry that that's kind of a heavy energy, but let's look at your don'ts. We have the 10 of wands. No, sorry, the 6 of wands, and we have the 8 of wands in the reverse. So, okay, I feel like this is talking about something that you've been trying to accomplish. And it's basically saying that in the upcoming weeks, what you don't want to do is admit defeat before you even try. I feel like there's something that you have the ability to be successful at, but your own mind might be working against you. Like your own mind could be thinking of all the ways that you're going to fail or all the things that are going to go wrong. And because of that, it's like you're killing your own motivation. You're killing your own momentum, is what I'm seeing here. So you're needing to be very, very careful about your thoughts, because your thoughts are going to lead to your actions. And so if your thoughts are saying, I'm going to fail at this, or it's not going to go right, then obviously your actions are going to follow. You're not going to invest your energy, because Capricorn is very much a sign that weighs out the pros and cons and will only invest if they're going to get a return on their investment. Like a Capricorn's not going to invest into anything that they're not going to get a return out of. It wouldn't make any sense to us. And some of you might think like, well, aren't all people like that? No, because there are some signs, I'm not going to name them, but there are some signs that don't weigh out the pros and cons, and they just go, and they don't even care if it's a bad investment. They're going to dive headfirst just based off of how they're feeling. And for you, I feel like it's different. Well, it depends. It depends on your chart, because you could have other elements in your chart. But for most of you, I would say, for a lot of you that are listening to this, you are someone who's very, like I said, you weigh out the pros and cons, and if it don't make sense, then you're not putting your energy into it. And so you have to be careful about the tricks you're playing on your mind, because you can convince yourself that something's not worth your time when it actually is. You can convince yourself that things are not going to work out when it actually will, when it comes to like your long-term goals, is what I'm seeing. So, you know, there is such thing as being too realistic to the point where it turns into pessimism. So be very careful of that. Don't count yourself out before you even try. And I feel like this ties into that last message. it could be, this could tie into the last message about like something that you need to release or something that you need to accept the ending of. That in itself can make you feel so drained or powerless, or that could like have an effect on your self-esteem, whatever this is that you having to let go of, or whatever painful ending that you're having. It could take a toll on your self-esteem, which could take a toll on your thoughts, and you can start counting yourself out when it comes to all areas of life. And I see this all the time with people, like in their relationship, they'll be going through something very heavy and it'll be like really weighing on them, and it'll spill over into other areas of their life. It's like they also don't want to go after their career goals and things of that sort. It's like having situations that are weighing on you heavily emotionally, it can start to play tricks on your mind and make you feel like you're going to fail in all areas of life, and you're needing to not allow your mind to play those types of tricks, because there is an area of your life where you are going to be successful at, regardless of whatever else happened in this other situation. There is something that you can be successful at if you put your mind and energy and focus into. So don't count yourself out before you even try. Be very, very mindful of your thoughts and take those steps towards achieving whatever this thing is that you would like to achieve, because I do see you having success. Okay, let's see here. Oh, your blessings. Well, let me make sure there's no more messages for that before we move on. Oh, and also try to stay away from people who have a lot of negativity to speak whenever you tell them about your plans. Actually, don't tell your plans to anyone, or your goals, actually, because I'm seeing here some type of negativity being spoken over your plans or over your goals, and that actually kind of hindering you energetically. Be very careful with who you share your goals or your plans with, because their energy and their doubt can actually affect you or affect your momentum moving forward, is what I'm seeing. Okay, so your blessings. Okay. Oh, one more thing. I did get another download. I was hearing calculated risks. Make sure that whatever risks that you are taking, that they are calculated. Which again, I feel like you are very good at that, but that's just a reminder, because I'm feeling like for some of you, it's like you could be on two opposite extremes. After you go through something painful, you can go to the extreme of, I feel like I'll fail at everything moving forward. Like it can really like take a toll on your self-esteem. But then there's that other side where you can just start being very, very risky and reckless because of the heartbreak. So be very careful of that. Whatever risk that you are taking, make sure it is a calculated risk, is what I'm seeing. Okay, so your blessings. We have the Moon card here, and we have the Knight of Wands. Definitely something being blocked for sure. And I don't want this reading to get confusing, because I'm telling you to go ahead and move forward with whatever this goal is or this plan. But I feel like there's something outside of this, outside of that goal, that plan I just talked about. There's something outside of that that's being blocked. So I didn't want to, confuse the two. There's something outside of that that's definitely being blocked with the Knight of Wands here. It's making it so that you can't move forward in that direction, even if you tried. And what I'm seeing here is that there's something hidden from you, and that's why the universe is not allowing you to move in that direction. It's something that you're not seeing, something that is, like I said, it's hidden. And this could connect back to that first situation where I talked about some sort of heartbreak or something that you need to release. And it could literally be talking about that, like you're being blocked from being able to pursue that, because there's something about that situation that you do not see clearly, but the universe sees it clearly. And the blessing that the universe is giving you is not being able to pursue that. But it doesn't have to pertain to that first message necessarily. This could be something completely different. Just kind of take it as it applies. But whatever this is, I am seeing you not able to pursue something or kind of break past a barrier, because again, there's something that you are not seeing, and the universe is not going to let you run head first into I'm hearing like a booby trap. Like it's something that you would be running head first into, to the point where you're running so fast that you can't stop. I'm seeing here like somebody running so fast, like towards like a brick wall, and they can't see the wall initially until it's too late, and they run smack dab into it. So it's like the universe is blocking you from being able to rush in with the situation and run into that brick wall, is what I'm seeing. Pull one more. Yep, you are destined to succeed. So what I'm seeing here, again, it's a lot of repeat messages coming through for you. Like all of these things are kind of intertwined. What I am seeing is that you are going to end up in a very successful situation. Like whatever like outcome you have been wanting in terms of like success or whatever positive outcome you've been wanting but you've been doubting that you can have, I feel like you're going to start to see it slowly but surely manifest, but only after something else is blocked, because you cannot see that something would actually be standing in your way rather than helping you. So you, like I said, the universe is going to stop you from running full speed ahead at this thing, and in turn it's going to replace this thing with something else that's going to put you in a much better position. So this is kind of one of those things where you have to walk by faith and not by sight, which is very difficult, I know. But you're needing to, because I'm seeing here that your blessing is definitely a blockage and you being held back, because something would harm you terribly is what I'm hearing if you were given the green light to go ahead and pursue this and the universe took that blockage away. You have the Black Cat card in the reverse. Extreme bad luck you would have run into. And so you're being, like I said, you're being blessed by this being blocked, even if it doesn't feel like it. And again, that could be the first situation I talked about that you maybe feel heartbroken over, or it could be even a situation outside of that. But yeah, that is your good news and that is your blessing. Even if it doesn't originally feel like it, you're going to start to see the success slowly but surely manifest. So yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, Capricorn. My personal readings are open, so if you'd like to book one, you can go ahead and do that. The link is in the description box. And if you have placements in any other sign, like you have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in any other zodiac sign, you can watch the readings for those as well. And if not, I will see you guys in my upcoming videos. Bye. Hi Taurus, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So we are going to be doing your June energy reading, and I also am a Taurus rising, so I'm looking forward to doing this. Hopefully, you know, there'll be some gems or some messages for me as well. We're going to talk about your do's and your don'ts for June. So this is going to be like what you should take part in, and then what you should stay away from. And then we're going to close it out with your blessings or like good news that you could be expecting. And also I do have to mention that tarot is timeless, so if you come across this video after June, the messages could still apply to you. Just apply them to the next few weeks or the next month of your life from the time that you're watching this reading. All right, Taurus, so let's get into it. Again, we're going to be doing your do's, your don'ts, and then a blessing or good news that's coming your way. So in your do's pile, we have the Two of Cups and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So with the Two of Cups being here, I feel like this is saying that the month of June would be a good time for you to engage in lighthearted connections. I'm not really seeing that it would be wise for you to dive into like a deep connection or to try to make a deep connection right now, because there's something about, I'm hearing the word illusion. So there's something about illusions right now. It could be because Mercury is retrograde right now. I've been mentioning it in the other readings. This, like during this time period, it may not be a good time to make any like long-term plans or commitments, because you may end up looking at things completely differently once Mercury is direct, which is I believe June 22nd or 23rd. You might end up making or looking at things very differently. So now is not the time for you to make any like extreme commitments to anything or anyone, but it could be a good time for you to just engage in lighthearted connections. You know, you can go out, have fun with people and things of that sort. I'm also seeing here that this may be a good time for you to kind of strengthen the bonds that you already have with people. So again, not a time to be making new long-term connections or committing or getting too emotionally involved, but a good time for lighthearted things. And also, like I said, making a stronger connection with people who you already have a connection with. I am also hearing though that this might be a good time to repair a connection or get kind of some type of closure. And I know that they say that, you know, during the Mercury retrograde, people from the past tend to come back, and it's a perfect opportunity for closure. I know that I've definitely experienced this in the past. Even before I studied astrology, it's like when I got into astrology and I started looking back on the dates of Mercury being retrograde, I noticed that there were times where I mended fences with past people, and it just so happened to fall during the Mercury retrograde. So this could be a good time for you to mend fences or get some sort of closure about a past situation, is what I am seeing. Especially if it's a situation that has made it very hard for you to kind of move on and just carry on living, because there's certain things that, certain situations where we have no closure, it weighs on us and we carry it. And like I said, I'm a Taurus rising, so I already know Taurus placements can hold a grudge. That's a fact. Everybody knows that. There's people who I have had problems with from years ago, and a part of me still feels like I still have problems with them. Like, it's dormant, but it's there. But sometimes if we can get closure from those situations, it really does lighten our hearts. And again, I know it's difficult for a Taurus. Like I said, I've been there, but this might be a good time to kind of practice forgiveness and practice releasing for your own benefit, not for the benefit of the other person, and not so that the other person can be back in your life, and not to absolve that person of any responsibility, but just for your own peace of mind and to help your heart to feel lighter so that you can move forward, is what I am seeing here. Let me see what else. I just want to make sure I got everything for that before I move on, but I think that that's it. I'm not hearing anything else for your dues pile. So, quick recap. No making decisions that are like permanent, or making any type of big permanent decisions right now, especially regarding other people or other connections, but instead you can partake in lighthearted connections, or you can strengthen the bonds that you already have in your life. And it's also a good time for you to mend fences or find closure about a past situation, even if it means, or even if it doesn't mean that person being allowed back into your life. It'll just help you to feel lighter, and it'll help you to be able to move forward on your path much easier. Yeah, that's it. And be careful not to get swept up in illusions, because I keep hearing illusion. So the next two cards, the Page of Wands and the Eight of Swords. See, this is what I was talking about. Remember I said don't get caught up in illusions like 5 seconds ago? That's what these cards are saying in your don't pile. It's literally saying to not be so blindly optimistic that you end up in a situation that makes you feel stuck or trapped. Be very careful about illusions. I'm just seeing that very, very clearly. Be careful about illusions during this time, because you could feel like blindly optimistic about something and you could be walking into some sort of trap. Now, I'm not trying to scare you whatsoever. Like, this shouldn't invoke any type of like fear in you. It's just an overall warning that this is not the time to be making like very risky decisions just based off of the fact that you feel good about it or you feel optimistic about it, because like I said, there is a lot of delusion and illusion that's circulating right now. And yeah, it's just not the time, don't do anything too risky is what I'm hearing. Yep, see, this is crazy. The Follow Your Intuition card literally just came out, but it's in the reverse, saying that some of you could have this optimism and you feel like it's your intuition, but it's not. It's actually like some sort of illusion. And I don't know why that is. It might be something going on with the planets. It might be something going on astrologically besides Mercury being retrograde. But no, don't take any big risks, because it's not your intuition. It's not leading you in the right direction. It's actually just going to lead to you being in a situation that's going to be hard for you to get out of. It kind of reminds me of like, have you ever been in those situations where you meet someone and you have a really good feeling about them, but then a part of you is kind of like, something's off about this, but you feel like the good feeling that you're getting is like your intuition, that you feel like the good feeling you're getting is so strong because you're meant to follow this thing or to dive into this thing or dive into this connection, and then you end up like heartbroken, stressed, and depressed. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, your blind optimism could be overpowering your real intuition, and your real intuition could be trying to tell you, no, don't make this decision or don't go in this direction, but it's like this blind optimism is leading you in the other direction. This could also be talking about you following your pleasures, or being like a slave to your pleasures, like being a slave to what feels good to you, because sometimes we want to think that our intuition is always going to lead us in the direction of what feels good. It's like, this feels good, so my intuition must want this for me, when that's not the case. Sometimes your intuition will lead you on a path that doesn't necessarily feel good, but it's going to be good for you in the long term. So if we are kind of like a slave to our pleasures in the present moment, then like I said, we could end up in a situation that's difficult to get out of, for sure. So, be mindful of that, because again, I'm a Taurus rising, and we tend to do that sometimes. Tauruses tend to be slaves to our pleasures. Sometimes we like to feel good, in more ways than one. We enjoy feeling good. And so sometimes we can favor that short-term satisfaction over that long-term intuition that's telling us to not, not fall victim to our own pleasures, especially pleasures that are just not going to do us any good in the long run. For example, my habit with ordering Uber Eats. Just because it makes me feel good to order from Uber Eats every day, it doesn't mean that my intuition is telling me to do that. It's just me being a slave to my pleasures, and my intuition is probably telling me that I need to save money and to start actually cooking at home. You see? So yeah, be very mindful of that. Be very mindful, because like I said, I do have a feeling that some of you, if you were to give into this temptation, it's going to put you in a bind or put you in a trap it's just going to take a lot of energy to move out of. So you could just avoid that altogether. Okay, so let's look at your blessings for the next couple weeks. So we have the Sun card and we have the Nine of Cups. Ooh, very positive energy. So with the Nine of Cups being here, this talks about you getting some sort of wish fulfilled, something that you've been wanting. And I'm hearing that it's something that you may have been wanting that you kind of forgot about, which doesn't shock me, because manifestation, it usually happens like that. When you put a desire out into the universe and then you kind of forget about it, that's usually when the universe delivers it directly to you, pretty much. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like you getting some sort of wish or some sort of manifestation that you really, it's like you weren't really expecting it, or you could have like actually forgotten about it. And if you want to bring this manifestation in more quickly, I feel like that's what the Sun card is talking about. It's talking about positive distractions, distracting yourself with something positive, and it's going to actually bring your manifestation in. For example, let's say that you're trying to manifest a promotion at work, right? So you're putting that desire out into the universe, you've prayed for it, and what you don't want to do is block the manifestation by stressing about the promotion every single day. So what you want to do, instead of stressing about the promotion, is to find a positive distraction, find like a creative hobby, or like hang out with people that you care about and that you have fun with. It's like find a creative, or a positive distraction, which it could be a creative one, but find a positive distraction to take your mind off of whatever the manifestation is, and that will bring it in more quickly. I'm telling you, that's how I pretty much grew my YouTube channel. I wasn't distracted by something positive, though. I was actually distracted by something negative, but obviously I'm not going to recommend that you find a negative distraction. But I was distracted by something negative. I was in a relationship back when I first started YouTube, and it was very stressful. And so all of my energy was focused onto that relationship, and I wasn't really paying attention to my numbers at all. I was just uploading, and then I would literally go right back to stressing over my relationship. So I was kind of putting the desire into the universe to grow my YouTube channel, and then I was letting it go because I was so distracted by this other thing. And next thing you know, my YouTube numbers just started to grow. Like, it really wasn't something that I was focused on whatsoever. Kid you not. And I just noticed that when I am too focused and I do stress about something, it just seems like the manifestation comes in much more slowly and it's blocked. So yeah, find a positive distraction, and that's going to bring this blessing in even more quickly. But I definitely do see it coming for you. I see something that's going to make you feel very fulfilled. It's something that's going to make you feel very proud of yourself, is what I'm hearing. It could be some sort of like accomplishment, something that you've been working on for a while and you finally see it materialize. Yeah, it's something very positive. These are like the two most positive cards in the deck. So this might be a very good month for you, Taurus. A very good month for you in terms of your manifestations. And I am seeing people who are going to actually be happy for you, which is definitely a blessing within itself. People who are actually happy for you, people who are actually rooting for you, or someone feeling like inspired by you from a distance, something along those lines. I'm not seeing any like jealous energy that's trying to rain on your parade, which that in itself is a blessing for sure. Because that's why some of us can block our manifestations because of that too, because we don't want to have to deal with like the envy or the jealousy and things like that from succeeding, or from like, getting from good things happening to us. But I'm seeing here that energy you're being protected from that type of energy, and it's staying away from you. So yeah, again, that's a blessing within itself. You're going to be receiving something that's just going to make you feel very good about yourself and make you feel very proud. And anybody who's against it, or anybody who's against you, is being blocked from your path, and you're being protected from that type of energy. So there will be no raining on your parade, is what I'm seeing here. For some of you, this literally is talking about money. So this could be like you manifest a large amount of money, or you manifest like like I mentioned before, like a promotion, but it doesn't have to be money. But for some of you, it literally is money with the privileged lady card being here. So yeah, it looks like very good news to me. I hope that this applies to me because again, I am a Taurus rising and I'm ready for my manifestations. I'm ready for them to come in. I'm more than ready. So yeah, I hope that this reading was helpful for you guys. I'm going to be more active on this channel again, and most likely doing a lot of pick a card readings, because whenever I do pick a cards, it seems like people enjoy them, and I'm just going to do what I'm getting the most positive feedback on. So yeah, I might just do pick a card readings moving forward, and I'll still do these monthly readings if you guys still want them. But yeah, if you have any other placements in any other zodiac sign, like if you have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in any other sign, you can go ahead and watch those readings as well, because those messages might resonate with you too. And if not, I will see you guys in my next videos. Oh, one more thing. Also, my personal readings are open in case I didn't mention that. So if you want to book a personal reading with me, the link will be in the description box. Okay, so that really was the last thing. So I will see you guys in my next videos. Bye. Hi Virgo, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be your reading for the rest of June, but tarot is timeless. So if you come across this reading after June, then it could still apply to you. Just apply it to the next couple of weeks of your life. So let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to look at your do's and your don'ts, which is the things that you should take part in the month of June. And then your don'ts is what you should stay away from. And then we're going to end it with your blessings or good news that you can expect in the upcoming weeks. Okay, so starting with the do's pile, we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the Hermit card. So first of all, it's very good news that you are coming out in your own reading, because your card, the Virgo card, is the Hermit card, and that's the first card that came out. So again, I feel like this is a very positive sign. This means that you are moving in the correct direction. With the Knight of Pentacles being here, you're being advised to stay very focused and stay very disciplined. Like stay very disciplined. Sorry, keep your eyes on the prize and don't get distracted. I was feeling an energy of immaturity, so there could be someone outside of you that could be a little immature, or they could be behaving in an immature way that could be a bit distracting for you, and so you're needing to kind of put up a boundary between you and that person so that they won't make you lose focus. And this could be like a spouse, this could be a friend, this could be co-workers. It's just someone, or it could be more than one person that, like I said, they're a bit emotionally immature, or if they're not immature normally, they're handling their emotions in a very immature way, even if it's out of character for them. But like I said, I do feel like you're needing to set very stern boundaries. I wouldn't recommend just like shutting them out. If this is someone that you care about and you want to maintain a relationship with them, I do recommend kind of communicating with them, but still setting very stern boundaries so that they don't kind of throw you off track when it comes to whatever it is that you're focused on. But like I said, it looks like you are moving in the correct direction, which I'm not really surprised at, because Virgos are the sign that are just very much known to, you know, get shit done and to stay focused. So it doesn't really shock me that the cards are saying that you're already headed in the right direction. You just have to really keep your eyes on the prize. I'm gonna pull one more card for you just to see. Okay, so I'm hearing that this also could be a good time for you to self-reflect as well. I feel like in the upcoming weeks, this would be a perfect time or opportunity for you to have like some sort of epiphany about yourself, or to gain some sort of wisdom or knowledge about yourself. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm not sure if it's related to the retrograde, because Mercury is retrograde right now. So it could be related to that, because this usually is a time where people are able to reflect and review. That's why people are always talking about things from the past coming back during the Mercury retrograde. So that's what I'm seeing here, is like you may have an opportunity to review the past. Don't be afraid to do that. Because I am seeing that you are a very forward focused person, so you may not like to revisit the past, but there's nothing wrong with revisiting the past if it means that you are taking a lesson from it. It doesn't mean that the past is going to come back and like overwhelm you and drown you, you know, because some of you could fear that. Some of you could fear, like, if you even look back even a little bit, that the past is just going to kind of like swallow you whole and like overwhelm you with the emotions that, you know, you worked so hard to get past. But like I said, I feel like the past won't do that. it'll just be a good time for you to be able to reflect and maybe have some epiphany, or maybe see something that you didn't originally see, is what I'm seeing here. So yeah, definitely a good time for reflection, and just like I said, staying very disciplined and staying very, very focused. Let me pull one more because I feel like that message is so short. It's like the dues pile is so short compared to the other signs, because like I said, I feel like you're already moving in the right direction. So there's not much, advice that's for you. Yeah, the card that I just pulled is just furthering the message that I just said about not being afraid to look at the past, because the coffin card came out and the main male card came out. I feel like the way that you have handled the past is by just like closing the door, shutting it out, and just moving forward, which, that makes perfect sense. You don't want to stay stuck in the past forever. You want to just move forward. But like I said, I do feel like it's nothing wrong with revisiting it, especially if you have unresolved issues that you've suppressed about the past. There's nothing wrong with revisiting it to give yourself that full closure, is what I'm seeing here. And you may unlock another part of yourself that you've been that you haven't got acquainted with yet, is what I'm hearing, because we all have different aspects of ourselves, right? And a lot of the times when we're on like a healing journey or self-love journey, really all that is us becoming what's the word for it? Refamiliar? Is that the word? Oh my God, every time I'm channeling, it's so hard for me to speak like proper English. You're becoming familiar with the parts of yourself that you may have suppressed, buried, or lost due to past pain or past heartache. So that's really what a healing journey or self-love journey is. And I feel like if you have the courage to kind of revisit your past and kind of reflect on things that maybe you don't really have much closure on, and allow yourself to kind of feel those feelings, you can give yourself that full closure, and you can fully close things out once and for all. Because for some of you, I am seeing that there's things that's still suppressed beneath the surface that you have buried and you're trying not to look at. But this may be a good time for you to go ahead and face those past issues or those buried emotions, and you'll feel much closer to yourself. Because like I said, it's like you're re-meeting, or is that the word? I cannot speak English. You are re-meeting or meeting again those parts of yourself that you have suppressed. See what I'm saying? Like, for example, you could have a part of you that's very sensitive, but maybe in the past you got hurt, and so you started suppressing that sensitive part of yourself. So that's a part of you that you're not really familiar with anymore because you suppressed it. But if you give yourself the opportunity to sit and reflect on that past hurt and allow those feelings to come to the surface and process them and work through them, then it's like you're meeting that part of yourself again. And I feel like you're going to be very happy about being able to meet this part of you, because you didn't really want to dismiss this part of you or bury it. You felt like you had to because of the circumstances and because of what you've been through. So that's a beautiful message. Aw. I feel like for some of you, that's like, I'm feeling very like emotional. I feel that in my heart chakra, that some of you are missing. It's a part of yourself that you're missing. Not missing as in it's not there. Well, kind of, but I mean missing as in you long for it. You miss it. And it's still there. It's just, it's buried, and it's needing for you to give it room to come to the surface so you can integrate it, back into who you are. Okay. The don'ts pile. We have the 5 of Cups, and we have the King of Swords. So this is pretty much a continuation of what I was just saying. This is saying that yes, you are being asked to kind of revisit the past, but don't allow it to drown you. Don't allow it to cause you like mental anguish to the point where you feel stuck. And that is difficult sometimes, because sometimes when we go back in time and revisit certain things, it's hard not to let it drown you. It's hard not to allow it to really like plague your mind, but you're needing to, I'm going to pull a card to see like exactly what your advice here is, because I'm hearing that you're really needing to address these issues, these underlying issues, or this underlying pain, or this past pain, but it's like a way that you have to do it that's balanced, so that it won't overtake your mind, and that it won't cause like intrusive thoughts, and it won't cause you to spiral. Let me pull one more. I want to see if there's cards or there's advice on how to actually go about this. Okay, so the mature man card came out, and the family room card. So what I'm seeing is that it could help you to possibly do this with someone that you trust. And some of you, I could already feel you cringing because it's like bad enough that you have to address certain things from the past. And some of you really would rather not address it with anyone else. That's like a whole nother level of vulnerability. But for those of you who feel comfortable doing that, you may really benefit from that, is what I'm seeing. You may really benefit from processing these past things with someone who's safe, whether it be like a close friend, a spouse, a family member. It could even be like a therapist where you need to kind of talk about this past pain and really process it in a safe space. And that's what's going to help you, or that's what's going to keep you from like spiraling and kind of drowning in that past experience or that past pain. And it's going to help you to release the pain. With the mature man card being here, I feel like this is also talking about making sure that you are thinking about the lesson that you learned in the past, because that in itself, it's not going to help take away the pain completely, but it is going to help you to process it in a healthy way so that it's not crushing you or weighing you down, because you're able to see the higher perspective of it. You're able to see a spiritual perspective. And that's what that's what helps a lot of people to move through like grief and things of that sort. It's like they usually have some sort of higher understanding, or they have some sort of like higher belief that this is happening for a certain reason. And so it's like when you're able to go back in time in the past and think about those past pains and things of that sort, if you're able to say like, okay, I know exactly why this happened, it can really help you to kind of move through the grief. It doesn't take it away completely, but it helps you move through it. Like, for example, when I've talked about this a lot, in 2016, I dated a narcissist and he discarded me, and it was very, very painful, and it actually resulted in me developing a mental disorder that I didn't previously have. And so that's something that could really turn someone very bitter, that they have to deal with mental health complications due to someone else treating them badly and traumatizing them. So the only reason I'm able to reflect back on that and not be bitter and not allow it to overtake me emotionally and mentally is that I know that there was a higher purpose behind it. I ended up starting my YouTube channel based off of that experience. And then my main YouTube channel, started to grow. And then I actually started reading tarot. And so I started my tarot channel and my tarot journey because of that as well. So it's like, it kind of worked out for the greater good. And so because I'm able to see things from that perspective and I'm able to see the lessons that I was meant to learn, it's easier for me to kind of accept the things that have happened, even if I don't like the things that have happened, even if it is still painful to think about, I'm still able to accept them in a way and kind of move past them. So that's what I'm seeing here, is like, if you can see things from a higher perspective when you are revisiting the past, then I feel like it really will help you release. But overall, I do really feel like you need a safe space to do this, for sure, with the family room card coming out. So just to recap, you want to stay disciplined. You're in your dues pile. You want to stay disciplined for the upcoming weeks. Stay focused. Keep your eye on the prize. There's some sort of long-term goal that some of you are looking at, and you are going to get there. You just have to keep on putting one foot in front of the other. And also do take the time out to do some soul searching and explore the parts of yourself that you have buried or suppressed due to past pain. And the don't pile, don't allow the past pain to overtake you to the point where you feel so overwhelmed that you feel like it's breaking you or that it's drowning you. See the higher perspective of it and process this pain with someone familiar or comfortable, so that you can kind of like rise above it, is what I'm seeing. So let's look at your blessings pile. So we have the 10 of Wands and we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So this is like blessings or good news that you can expect in the upcoming weeks. So one blessing that I am seeing is that your mind is going to be quieted in the upcoming weeks. And I hope I'm saying that. Is that a word, quieted? I feel like I cannot speak. Like when I'm channeling messages, English words don't sound right to me, especially when my guides are giving me messages in the forms of like sensations or like feelings. Sometimes my guides don't give me words. And so sometimes like I'm trying to put it into words, but it's a feeling that I'm trying to translate. But anyway, I'm feeling like your mind is going to become very quiet. And because of that, you're going to be able to really focus on whatever you have been working on. This is like when you have a sound mind, and so it frees your energy up to you know, do certain things throughout the day that you need to get done. Because when your mind is really weighed down, or when you're struggling with like intrusive thoughts and things of that sort, that actually can drain you a lot. I know from personal experience, like intrusive thoughts, or like having a reoccurring thought that won't go away, it can really make you feel like you've run a marathon by the end of the day. Like you can stay in bed and just overthinking can make you feel like you worked out, even if you've been in bed all day long. So you know, definitely don't underestimate the power of a quiet mind. Well, underestimate isn't the word. What is the word? Oh my God, it's always so hard for me. Especially during the retrograde, is so annoying. Like when I'm trying to get my words out. Don't, would the word be undervalue? Basically, it's saying appreciate the days when you have a quiet mind. Because for some of you, your mind is racing all the time. So sometimes it's like that can become a norm for a lot of you. And you don't even realize how much energy that's being drained because of the fact that you think so much. But I feel like you'll come to realize what a blessing it's going to be to have a quiet mind in the upcoming weeks, because your energy is going to be freed up to actually get certain tasks done that, you know, requires your energy, if that makes sense. I'm going to pull a card to see how this is going to happen, this peace of mind that's coming through. Oh, this could be, what I'm hearing is that this could be peace of mind that comes through because you finally do make peace with a past situation, and you kind of allow yourself to process those feelings like I was mentioned earlier. That could actually help you get peace of mind and like lift the burden off your heart for some of you. And that in itself is definitely a blessing. Let me pull one more. For some of you, this is actually a person that's going to help bring you peace of mind. And again, this could talk about what I was mentioning earlier about a safe person or a safe space. This could be that person that's helping you to process whatever these past emotions are, these repressed or suppressed emotions are. This could literally be that person coming up, and they're helping you to clear your mind. Let me pull one more, because I feel like there's a message here that's trying to come through, but it's not. Yeah, this is definitely a person. Lover's here, courtship card is here, adjudication card is here. Yeah, this is for sure a person who is going to be there to help you to kind of release these emotions that you've had pent up. That's what I'm seeing. Seems like a safe space, like your blessing may be a safe space to release your emotions. That's what I'm seeing. So that's a beautiful thing, because I know Virgos tend to kind of go into hermit mode and bottle everything up. So if you can actually find somewhere or someone that's a safe space for you, that you can kind of release any suppressed emotions, and then that is definitely a blessing, and that's definitely good news for you in the upcoming weeks. What I'm seeing. Okay, this may be for one of you, so if it don't apply, let it fly. But if any of you are dealing with court, or you have some sort of something going on with the legal system, I feel like the good news could be that it ends up working out in your favor as well, with the adjudication card coming here. Again, that could be for like one of you. It doesn't have to apply. But if any of you are going to be dealing with the law or the court, you have a court date, something like that, it's going to actually work out in your favor. Even if it looks like it's not, it turns out to work out in your favor, is what I'm hearing for some of you. So yeah, that's it. Oh, also I'm hearing, because my guides are telling me to pay attention to that message about the court, I'm hearing that it could be a bit more general. Like there could be a decision that you've been waiting on, and it's like, it's not a decision that you're making, it's a decision outside of you. Like someone else is making a decision about you, and it's going to work out in your favor. So like I said, that could be like court for some of you. This could be like job related. Maybe you're in between jobs, and you're trying to, maybe you just finished going on like interviews, and you're waiting for a decision about the job that you applied for, that you interviewed for, something along those lines. It's like it's a decision that's going to be made, and it's going to be made in your favor, even though it looks like it's not going to, or you may be a bit discouraged. It's going to work out in your favor, is what I'm hearing. So yeah, that might be for a specific group of you though. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. So that is it, Virgo. Thank you for